Hello there, Board Game Maniacs, and thanks for joining us for another episode of Super Saturday! Swish! Today we're going to be playing another game of Marvel Crisis Protocol, the miniature game by Atomic Mass Games. What game we are playing today is none other than a custom-made solo mission that I found actually on the website Board Game Geeks, and we're giving a shout out to who created this. His name or her name is PKAT337. They created the printouts that you can download and print out and play it, everything. It's awesome. I never played it. This is the first time playing it, but we're playing on camera. If I screwed up, I screwed up. It's still going to be a fun game because I really like this game. It's awesome. It is called So Many Snacks. It's a solo scenario, and the ultimate encounter is Venom. You can see right there. He is ready to just chow down and eat you for a snack. You can see here onto the card, setup and scenario. Choose and set up 8 size 2 or greater terrain pieces no closer than range 3 to each other or board edge chosen for deployment on the board. Then randomly place 8 noise markers face down without knowing which one has the Venom symbol. Next, pick up to 20 threat worth of characters and place accordingly to normal deployment rules. If wanting to play cooperatively, the threat value must be split between all players, which means it is up to a 20 threat. So each player, the 2 players, would only have 10 threat each. That's why it is. It does say solo mission, so it's kind of more designed for just one person to play a solo mission. Anyhow, carrying on. You must find and defeat Venom before the end of the 6th round. If Venom accumulates 16 points or survives, then the heroes lose. Venom will accumulate 1 point during the cleanup phase for each unrevealed noise token, as well as 1 point for each KO'd hero. Heroes may interact with noise markers as per normal rules. If a noise marker not containing a Venom symbol is revealed, replace the noise marker with the Venom model and perform an ambush attack using the Symbiote Tendrils attack. This attack, This attack, when used during an ambush, will cost Venom any amount of energy. If a noise marker is revealed with the Venom symbol, replace the noise marker with Venom's model and perform the available actions based on the amount of power Venom has accumulated. Venom will always use the highest point cost action he can perform. Venom's initial action will interrupt the current hero's turn sequence. Every hero subsequence action used by Venom will be taken in between each hero's turn until he has escaped back into the shadow or has been defeated. If Venom ever gets within range 1 of a noise marker, remove his model from the board and reshuffle the noise markers with Venom's symbol back onto the board amongst those noise markers that have not yet been revealed. Looking at the setup for the board, you can see here we have the amount of buildings, which are 8 buildings, and all of them are size 2 or greater. The larger buildings, that one there, and that one there is actually a size 5. That is a size 4, 4, and 4. This building right here is going to be a size, it's the Daily Bugle, it's a size 3, and that building over there is also a size 3. All the scatter terrain on this, the cards are the normal size of 2. I think they called for the cards on trucks. Oh, that one there is not even off Marvel Crisis. That can be, there we go, 2, yes. So size 2, size 1, like the gates and everything is size 1, and so on. So you can see kind of like the layout of the board that we got created here. It's just like an overgrown city, I guess. I don't really have any modern buildings yet. I'm hoping to actually design and make some besides ones for Marvel Crisis, but I'm always using that for Marvel Crisis. I wanted to add a little bit of a different flair to it, so that's why we use these that I primarily use for like Project Z and The Walking Dead and Fallout and so on and so forth. You can see the printout. This is the noise markers. Now, I originally should have just cut them out, laminate them, cut them out, and you can see there's one that has the Venom symbol and the rest are just exclamation marks. I thought that was a counter, so I may use this as a counter, because what I ended up doing was digging into my Zombicide Season 1 game and grabbed out all of the red X's. These are going to be the noise markers, and there is a blue X under one of them. Brady shuffled them up and randomly put them on for me, so I don't know where the blue X is going to be, but I'll show you the location. So there's one of the noise markers, another of the noise markers. We got one here, we got one here on top of the building, one there, and one here. That's a total of 8 noise markers in total. Hopefully I got them all covered. And one of them is going to contain the blue X, which is going to be for Venom. And every time you grab a noise marker, you're going to follow what it says onto Venom's board, onto his card that was created, and also too as well, it comes off of the board. That noise marker comes off the board, so it don't go there anymore. But if I reveal the Venom one, which is going to be the blue X, then all the rest of the X's that are on the board get shuffled together and then put back on the board. So therefore it's like Venom going into the shadows. I don't know where he is. I got to try to find him again. And Venom also has some special custom powers that's created for this here mission. They're on the card there. I'm not going to read them right now to you because I want to keep it a little bit of a surprise, so that when we go do the attack for Venom, then, you know, you're going to find out what kind of powers he has, because it's going to be pretty scary, because Venom is scary alone in any game. Let's take a look at who I chose to take with me for my 20 threat level. You can see here I have the Taskmaster. I never used him yet, so I took him. She-Hulk, never used her, so I took him. Sabretooth, I took him because he looks cool and I like him. Spider-Man and Black Widow. And that is my crew of 5 that has 20 threat level. I am not using any of the cards or upgrade buffs or anything in this game. This is just a WYSIWYG. What you see on the card is everything what you get. I'm not team tactic cards or nothing like that. You can do that. We are not going to do that. And if everybody's wondering, this is the board that I did build previously. You can go on the channel, check out how I built that board, because I have like, I think it's 2 videos or 3 videos on how I built this custom 3x3 portable game board. So check that out if you haven't already, because it's a really cool build. And as you can see, I use it a lot on my channel. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you want the plan, just follow the design videos and you will make your own. When I previously said there is 8 noise markers, I only showed 7. I did realize I kind of skimmed over this one, but I didn't see it. But Brady put one all the way back here in this corner. So we're going to have a lot of moving around to try to pick up these noise markers in the game. All right, I already did the power phase for round number 1. You can see here, power. The Hulk got a special ability where the She-Hulk gets a special ability where she gets 2 energy at the start of the power phase for her. 1 there, 1, and Venom gets 1 as well, and that is it. So let's start round 1. First we got to deploy, and then round 1. Deployment is finally finished. And let's take a look at the deployment. Over here you see that Spider-Man already automatically deployed close by the X. Black Widow kind of deployed a little bit further. They are size large for their movement, so it's pretty good. They're fast. Over this side, we got She-Hulk, and we also have Sabretooth that deployed on top of the car, and we also have the Taskmaster that is deployed there because there's an X just around the corner there. The great and powerful Venom. We've deployed here, and we will protect the innocent and destroy the evil. For the first action into the first round, Spider-Man has decided to just, as his first action, he's going to flip this over. Oh no! It is the blue X already. And that means that that is the Venom symbol. So therefore, I smell that webhead. Leave it to Spidey to find out where Venom is hiding right away with them. But the spider sense don't work with Venom. But anyhow, Venom appears there, and that was Spider-Man's first action. And now this goes off the board, but if Venom has no power and he's within range 1 of any of the other X's, you're going to have to take them off the board, reshuffle Venom into the Axis, and then put them around onto the table yet again. All right, so now Spider-Man's one action revealing Venom. Now he's going to attack Venom. The only problem with this is before Spider-Man can attack Venom, because he revealed and showed that Venom was hiding there the whole time, Venom is going to take an attack action against Spider-Man using his most expensive attack that he can pay for with the energy or the power. And Venom only has one power right now, so he's going to use Symbiote Tendrils. You can see here on the board for Symbiote Tendrils, it's a physical attack, range 3, 5 dice, and it costs 1 energy, so that energy is gonzo. But when he does this, it says, if the attack was made during an ambush, this character gains power equal to the amount of damage dealt is resolved. After this attack is resolved, the target character gains the bleed special condition. It wasn't an ambush attack, so because of that, he's going to stay there. But anyhow, here goes. Venom got 4 dice. Is it 4 or 5, did I say? I said 5, didn't I? I did. So 5 physical attack using his Symbiote Tendrils. He's definitely within range. So he's got a crit, and he's got a hit. The rest are blank. And Spider-Man's physical defense is 3, so we're going to roll 3 dice for him. Just going to slide these out the way. And 3 physical for Spidey. He got 2 crits, and the hit, so that hit is canceled. And then we're going to augment this one first. So that's a hit. I get to re-roll 2 dice, or roll 2 dice. No, it's 1 dice for the crit, I think. Let's see, 2. What am I doing? Oh, that's another hit. So that's 3 hits on Spider-Man. Spider-Man didn't block any. Buddy has 2 of these. And unfortunately, they don't count as a block as far as I know. But he gets to re-roll or roll 2 extra dice. He got 1 defense symbol and a wild. So that is considered 2 defense against his 3 hits. So Spider-Man is going to take 1 point of damage. But if you look on Spider-Man's card, he has Spider Sense. So when this character is defending against a physical attack or an energy attack, or making a dodge roll, it may re-roll 2 of its defense dice. So he gets to re-roll, but he's only going to wants to re-roll 1 because he got a wild and a block. So as it stands, he's going to take 1 damage unless he rolls a block on this too as well. And he does. Spider-Man is on par. He may have saved himself from damage, but unfortunately, he does still get the bleed condition. And at the end of his activation, he's going to suffer a wound unless he spends 1 action to shake that off. This is still on Spider-Man's action. His turn. So he has 1 more action left, and he's just going to choose to shake it off to get rid of that bleed so you don't take any more damage. Bye-bye, bleed token. Bye-bye. From where it is Spider-Man's end of his activation, it goes on to Venom, and all of his attacks, unfortunately, cost power, and he don't have any power. So therefore, if all power's gone, it does say in the card that what he does is he moves to the closest noise marker. And there you go. He moved his speed, which is small, to there. And that ends Venom's activation. We're on to the next activation for the hero, and then it's going to be Venom again. Black Widow sees that Venom is coming up behind her, so she's kind of worried, so she is going to try to get the heck out of dodge and get closer to that noise marker to take it off the board. So therefore, she is going to move her large, and then we'll see how far she is from there. She did her large move, and unfortunately it wasn't close enough. She had to spend her second action for a move, and you can see there that she turned around so she can keep an eye on Venom all the way over here just to make sure that he don't sneak up on her, and that ends Black Widow's activation. For Venom's activation, he just moved twice that way because, the Black Widow was kind of too far away, so he moved up closer here because he's moving closer to one of the noise markers, as you can see there. And rounding the corner, he sees this massive green hulking woman, and he thinks to himself, "We never seen you before. I bet you will taste very delicious." With the heroes seeing that Venom is close onto their heels, Taskmaster decides to activate, and he is going to move up to this X, which is the noise marker, and flip it over. Taskmaster moved up, and you flip it over. It's just another red X. So we already revealed the blue X, which is the Venom symbol. But this is the noise, so what happens? We put Venom there, and he's going to do an attack. As we said, we were using this solo scenario, the noise markers as a counter. So there's two so far, the Venom and then just a normal noise marker. Venom is revealed, well, not the Venom token, but a noise marker is revealed. So he's going to attack him with the symbiote tendrils. It originally costs 1 power, but he don't have any power, but it doesn't say that he can't attack him in the rules. So he's still going to attack the Taskmaster with 5 dice going physical and seeing what he'll do. 5 dice going in with the symbiote tendrils. And he gets 1 hit, but that's it, just 1 hit. And the Taskmaster, because it is a physical defense, he got 3 dice. And he also has Martial Artist, so which means that blanks can be counted as dodges because he's under 2 range of Venom. So that's 1 defense, that'd be 2 defense, so therefore he blocked it. Venom is denied yet again any more energy, or power I should say, from any attack. So Venom is still suffering from no power. So he's not getting any better attack. See, hiccups. Every time I record, hiccups. You know, continue on. Even though Venom failed at doing damage to the Taskmaster, he still gets a bleed token from the symbiote tendrils. And Taskmaster has 1 more power left. Or not power, but 1 more action left, and he's going to use a shake off to get rid of that bleed. Because he don't want to take any other damage. I know he's a tank, he has 6, but still. If there's any bleed tokens onto She-Hulk, she's obviously going to just, yeah, whatever, I'll take it, because she has 20 health. On Venom's turn, he was by Taskmaster. He did his double move, and he was definitely, on his first move, he was not within range 1 of the noise token, but he is now for the double move, so we have to do something here. And what that is we have to take all the X's that are on the board off, add Venom's blue X to it, reshuffle, place them on the board again, and Venom's model comes off of the board. So I'm going to do that and I'll be back. I reshuffled everything and placed them down again, which meant that the Black Widow is denied the X there because I just kind of randomly put them around yet again onto the board because it didn't say that I had to put them in the same spot. I just randomized it, shuffled them, and put them back on. So now I don't know where the heck the blue X is, where Venom is going to pop up next, but as soon as one of the characters or heroes will pick up one of the noise tokens, Venom is going to pop up regardless, but right now he is off the board. She-Hulk is not very happy with what Venom had said about being green and delicious, but she's happy about being delicious, I guess, but green she's used to it. But anyhow, I'm going to activate Sabretooth next, and he has a large movement, because what we want to do is try to get up to get either one of these red X's that are kind of like in the middle of the board. So I'll be back after I move him. He has a movement of large. You can see Sabretooth did his 2 large movements, actions, and he's right there, but unfortunately he can't pick up the X because it takes an action to do that. But that is Sabretooth's action, and we are now on to Venom, but Venom is nowhere to be found. He is hidden somewhere on this board. So therefore we go on to our next activation, which is going to be for, I think the only one left to activate is She-Hulk. During She-Hulk's activation, she has moved her 2 movements. She was back here and she moved up, so she's getting close to picking up an X2 as well. And this ends round number 1 of 6. Let's go and see if we have any victory points to award to anybody. For the cleanup phase, the heroes actually don't gain any victory points whatsoever because their primary objective is to find and destroy Venom, and that is it. But for Venom, he wins if he accumulates 16 victory points or is survived till the end of round number 6. So therefore, Venom gets victory points simply by how many X's are left on the board during each cleanup phase. And right now, as you can see from this counter, they are 7 out of 8 victory points, or 7 out of 8 tokens left on the board. So therefore, this is bad. We go to round number 2, but also 2 as well as Venom. He's got the blue token. He is going to accumulate 7 victory points in the first round. So he's jumped up hugely. We have to find him and destroy him as quick as possible. Whew. This is kind of like a definite race for the clock, race against time to try to do this. This is very, very nerve-wracking and scary, but in a good way. So I have to give thanks again to PK80-337 for putting this scenario onto Board Game Geek. And you just do a search for Marvel Crisis Protocol, click on Files, and you'll see this here is a his or her very own homegrown mission that was created. Thank you very much. We're going to continue on now for round number 2. First to activate is going to be the muscle power of the She-Hulk. She's moving up just close enough to touch the noise, and we flip it over to see it's just an X. So Venom is going to appear there and attack her. That's her first action to move. Her second action is to pick this up. So she is going to not be able to fight against Venom. Before I go on any further, I just remembered I'm making a major rules error here. And luckily I caught it at the end of round number 1. So I rectified it. What the rules error that I made was that to interact with any of the tokens, and in this case the noise tokens, all you have to do is spend a power to interact. It don't take an action. So to rectify the situation moving forward, because we're on round 2, and what I did is I did the power phase off camera before I did She-Hulk. And I gave everybody power, so She-Hulk got 2 extra power. She never interacted with the noise token last turn. Taskmaster did, so I took one of his powers off, so he has 1 power left. Sabretooth never interacted, Spider-Man did, so I took 1 off of him. So this is how I kind of rectified this situation. I kind of shorted up my heroes for actions, but you know, oh well. This is just what it is, and luckily I caught this mistake before we went any further. I know I'll probably get some comments down below and saying like, hey, when interacting with the token, all you gotta do is spend a power instead of an action. And I'm letting you know this is kind of like the beginning of round number 2, even though I did She-Hulk already to rectify the situation. So let's continue on with that. So where we at is She-Hulk did interact and pick up the noise token, so therefore she is going to have 1 power removed to do it, but she did move, if I do recall, and then she interacts, so she still has 1 more action, but it was a plain X, like it didn't have the blue X, so we just put Venom there, and Venom's going to attack She-Hulk, and she's going to have 1 more action. The 1 power that Venom did obtain during the second power phase, I removed because he is attacking with symbiote tendrils. He has to pay the power price because he only had 1. So that's 5 dice going into She-Hulk. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3 hits. Now we have to roll She-Hulk's physical defense. She-Hulk has 3 physical defense against 3 attacks that has hit her, and she's going to get the bleed condition here because that's what symbiote tendrils do. And we have 2 hits and a wild. So therefore, this wild can be changed to a block. But these 2, unfortunately. So She-Hulk is going to get 2 damage and a bleed token. Oh, just like that. She has 1 more action left. What am I going to do? Venom is on the board. She-Hulk can handle. I already talked about this. So her second action is she's just obviously going to wail on Venom, who is standing right in front of her. So I just got to figure out, I got 3 power. Which one am I going to use to do the most damage? For She-Hulk's second action, because Venom is right there now, you can see she is going to use her superpower, which is clear the court. Well, it don't really take action. It don't take an action because it's just going to have to spend the power cost, which is 3. And she's going to pick up this terrain feature within range 2. I measured it is. And she's throwing it at Venom to hit him. She-Hulk picks up the car and whips it, whammo, right into Venom. Just whacking him. So this is a size 2, so you're going to add 1 to it. So that's 3. So that's 3 damage going towards Venom. Venom has to make his physical dodge roll to see if he avoids it or he's going to take some damage. Physical defense is 4 for Venom. He throws it. I mean, he tries to dodge. He blocked 1 out of 4. I don't think Venom has anything on here that he can do. I'm going to double check. But if this is the case, Venom's going to take 3 damage. There's nothing on Venom's card that will help him. So he's going to suffer 2 damage because it's the 2 plus the 1 is 3 damage going to him. He blocks 1, so that's 2. And that is the end of She-Hulk's activation. And the taxi, or not the taxi, the yellow car is just removed from the board because it is destroyed. Because She-Hulk's activation is done and she never opted out to shake off the bleed token, she gets another wound, so that is 3 wounds. But she's a tank, she has 20 health, like 20 health, like come on, that's nothing to her. But now we're on to Venom's activation. For Venom's activation, he does not have any power left, so therefore he is going to move to the closest noise token available, and the one that's closest is very close to him. It's just hiding right there behind the street lights. So his first action, he is going to go boop, just like that. And if he's within range 1 now, we are going to be in some steep doo-doo. But no, he is not within range 1. So his second action, he is moving up here to get right where the noise token is. And because he is within 1 of the noise tokens, he is just going to escape back into the shadows. Venom is off the board yet again. He's going to be very difficult to kill. That ends Venom's activation. Now we're on to the next activation for the heroes, or the crisis team in this case, but I just like calling them heroes. Sabretooth is going to activate next for the heroes. He's going to spend his 1 power to interact with this red X. Is it blue underneath or still red? It's still red. Venom is still going to appear and attack Sabretooth, but Sabretooth did not act. Pretty much he didn't use any of his actions because he just spent his power to interact with the token. Venom appears out of the shadows in front of Sabretooth.
We think you are a very pretty kitty cat. Come here, kitty kitty.
Because this is an ambush attack, he would have to spend all power that he has. Unfortunately, Venom doesn't have any power, but he still gets to attack with his symbiote tendrils, which is going to be 5 attacks going into Sabretooth. It is a physical attack. Oi! He's got 3 hits, a blank, and a crit. So pretty much 4 hits, but we get to roll 1 more die. But first we have to roll Sabretooth's physical defense. Sabretooth has 3 physical defense. I wonder if he has anything that he can do, but he only has 1 power, and he don't have anything that he can spend 1 power on, so this is not good. He does have the aggressive. It's an inert one, which means it's always active. So after an attack targeting this character is resolved, if the character suffers damage, it may advance small towards the attacking character. But he is right up close and personal with Venom anyhow, so he's not going to do that. And you can see here the no mercy and everything else, but he only has 1 power. So let's see if Sabretooth can defend the 4 attacks so far going against him. And he rolled 1 wild, which will turn into a block, if I can find that symbol. There we go. And we have to roll 1 more die. Oh, geez, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits going into poor Sabretooth. That is 4 damage now going into Sabretooth. He has a total of 6 health before he becomes dazed, but he also has healing factor. So when he activates at the end of his activation, but unfortunately, he already activates. So the next time, when he activates on the next turn, he's going to be able to take 1 of the wounds off. Whew. Venom just did some damage to Sabretooth. I fooled you. Well, actually, no, I just made a mistake. I said that he already activated, so end of his next activation, he only picked up the X, the noise token. He still has the 2 actions to do with Venom. The Venom is right there. And then at the end of his activation, he is going to heal. So therefore, let's see what Sabretooth can do to attack Venom. Because Venom only has 1 power, he can only do the Claw Slash. It is a range 2, but he's right up front. It's 5 dice, don't cost anything. After this attack is resolved, the character gains power equal to the damage dealt. Bleed. After the attack is resolved, the target character gains the Bleed special condition. Pierce. Change one of the defending character's crits, wilds, or block results to blank. Ooh, let's go to Dice Box and see if Sabretooth can do some damage onto Venom. 5 dice flying into Venom. It's a physical attack. It's a claw attack. And he got 1 crit. Ooh. But he gets to reroll. He gets to roll 1 more die after that. And Venom has a physical defense of 4. So Venom did not block anything, surprisingly. Wow. So we're going to reroll 1 of these. And that is 2 damage going into Venom. That's 2 damage onto Venom and a bleed token, because it does not say in this card that he is immune to bleed. So that was Sabretooth's first action, and he's just going to do the same thing yet again. Here goes another one of Sabretooth's Claw Slash. So these are gone. He got a crit though, so he's going to be able to, so that's 2 damage so far. Venom has to roll his 3 defense, or 4 defense, I should say. He got 1 and a crit though, so he gets to roll 1. So first off, we got to roll 1 more for the slash, and it's a defense, so nothing happens. And then we got to roll 1 more for defense, and it's a blank. So therefore, Venom blocked 1, so there's 1 more damage going in to Venom, but Venom don't get an extra bleed token because he already has 1 onto it, because you can't stack them. You can see there's 4 damage on it. Now there's 5. I'm just going to get rid of these ones and use this big 5 wound token. We are on to Venom's turn, and his first action is he is going to move 1. And the reason why he's moving 1 is because he don't have any power left, so he can't make any kind of attack onto Sabretooth. So he's forced to move to the closest X, which is this one over here. So that's 1 move. Now, he has a bleed token. He can spend his second action to remove the bleed token, but he's a tank. He has 20. He's not worried about it too much. Right now, he just wants to get to that red noise token, the red X. So he's moving there, and that ends Venom's activation. We're on to the next hero activation for round number 2. We're going to activate Black Widow, and obviously, she's going to spend 1 of her actions to move up to the X. She's going to pay her 1 power and pick up this red X, but we got to see if it's a blue one, and it's not, luckily. So therefore, this is going to add here. This is really good. We're starting to fill up this board, but we still don't know about the Venom blue X. So that was her first action. She spent her power. Her second action, I got to see if she has any range on Venom that she can attack. She doesn't have any other special ability. She's not in range to attack Venom, unfortunately. So therefore, she just made another move, which is large, because she's making her way up to get that next X. So therefore, we're on to Venom's next activation. With Venom's activation, he doesn't have any power left, so he has to move as fast as possible, but only with the size small. But he has a large base, so it kind of makes up for it. And he did a double move, and you can see he's right here where Black Widow is kind of close. But what Venom is forgetting is that there's an X here, and there's also an X on the size 5 of that building. So Black Widow's next activation, she could go down to the smallest, which will bring her there, so therefore she'll be on top of here onto her next activation possibly. That ends her activation. That ends Venom's activation, and then we're on to the next hero activation. We are going to activate Taskmaster. He's going to do the climb, so you have to use the small template, and it will definitely be overlapping, as you can see there, this terrain. So therefore, he's considered size 5. So he is able to go up onto this size 5 building. And that is his first action. His second action now, I think he's going to just go pew and jump over there. And that is where he ends his second activation, and he's done. Now it's on to Venom again. Venom's turn. He don't have any power, so he has to go towards the noise tokens, and that may be within range 1. I have to check. You can see he's within range 1, so therefore he has hidden himself into shadows yet again. So he comes off the board. The last hero to activate into this round is none other than the amazing Spider-Man himself, and he just did a double long or large movement to get closer to this X. And that ends his turn. Now we're back on to one more turn for Venom.
Yes, we will go.
And when I say it's on to Venom's turn, he is in the shadows, so he does not do anything. So this ends round number 2. Now we have to go into the cleanup phase for round number 2. There is 4 X's left on the board, so he's going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's getting very close to 16. Now we shift it over to round number 3, and we do the power phase. I'll do that off camera, and then we'll be back. Venom is looking very, very, very confident that he is actually going to win because he's been able to hide in the shadows very easily. And right now he only has 5 wounds onto him. You'll probably ask yourself, well, Venom has a bleed token, but yet he didn't take any more wounds. He activated 3 more times. I totally forgot, so I'm just going to put the 3 wounds, so 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 20 wounds he has, but he's still fine, and he's got his bleed token. But this ends this round of number 2. We're on round number 3. Again, I'll do the power phase, and then I'll be back. Round number 3, we are going to activate Spider-Man first, and the reason why, because he is so close to this X. His first action, obviously, is to move here. He's going to spend one of his powers and reveal this X, which is the blue X, so Venom is going to pop up right there. Venom only has the 1 power, so he's got to spend it, and he only has 1, so it's Symbiote Tendrils. Here goes 5 physical into good old Spidey, and he gets nothing at all. So Spider-Man don't even have to defend this. Remember, when Venom pops up, that don't count as one of his actions because he has the bleed token. It's at the end of his activation, so he didn't even activate. He just popped up at the show and said, "Hey, here I am, Spider-Man," you know, that sort of thing. And then is trying to snack on Spider-Man.
We want a snack. We want a snack. We love Spider-Man.
For Spider-Man's second activation, he's going to attack. He only has 1 power, so he's going to do just a normal strike. After the strike is resolved, this character gains power equal to wounds dealt. It's 5 dice physical going into Venom. 5 dice flying into Venom, and Spider-Man gets 2 hits onto him. Whoop. So there's 2 hits. Venom has 4 physical defense going on here, and don't have any power to spend. So here goes. And that is 2 crits. So we're going to resolve these right now. So we're going to roll that. So right now, Venom does not have any defense whatsoever. But he gets a wild. So therefore, he is actually defending 1. So 1 wound is going into Venom. And Spider-Man gets 1 power. That is leaving Venom with 9 damage out of 20, and he still has his bleed marker. He's probably going to have to try to shake this off next time he activates, because if not, he's going to start accumulating damage that he shouldn't be doing, because he's getting close to half his damage. It is on to Venom's activation, and he's going to first shake off to get rid of the bleed token, and now he's going to move up his small base movement to try to get to maybe this X on the building, because it is closer than the one behind there. So that is what he's going to do, is move small. And there Venom is. He's up by the building, ready to climb up if he needs to. On Sabretooth's activation, he did 2 moves because he wants to get close to the red X, and he kind of moved his large up to there. And then his second move, because he don't have wall crawler, he's not considered size 5, so he had to reduce his movement to the smallest to move up here. And that is his second action, because his edge was right here for his first action, then he went to small and he moved to here. Now, he has healing factor, so he has 3 wounds on him right now, so he's going to heal 1, so he's down to 2, and that ends his activation. Venom's activation, he moved up here, on here, now he's within range 1, so he is going to disappear off of the board again into the shadows. Nobody knows where Venom is hiding. We decided to activate Black Widow next, so her activation, she moved her first action of large. Now she's going to spend 1 of her powers to interact with the red X to get it off the board. And that unfortunately is, well, not unfortunately, it's another red X. So that red X is Gonzo from this, and that was only her first action. One thing that I gotta do here is because Venom was revealed, so on, and he moved up and he was within range 1 onto his last activation. His blue X is going in and mixing up with the rest of the X's that are here and shuffled. So on Black Widow's turn, she may have actually encountered Venom. So we're just gonna mix them up and we'll be back. I mixed up all of the X's, including Venom's blue X. So I randomized and put them back down. So now what we have to do, we can see that we put one back here, we put one right here, and we have to keep one by Black Widow because where it was her turn. So let's just reveal this, because if this is a blue X, then Venom's going to come out and have a free attack on Black Widow again. But it's not. So we already dealt with that sort of thing, so let's continue on, shall we? Haha.
We finally got close to you, little girl. Do you want to be a friend?
Because Venom does not have any power, he's just going to use the symbiote tendrils to get a free attack onto Black Widow. It's 5 physical, and this could be really detrimental to Black Widow because she don't have that great defense, especially when you're within range 3 of her because of her stealth thing. So that is 2 hits that is going on for Venom so far, and now Black Widow got to defend against the 2 hits with her physical defense. If Black Widow only had 1 more energy, or power I should say, she'd be able to do counter strike to attack Venom after he attacks her, but she can't. So unfortunately, but she does have martial arts, which is, if it's a physical energy attack, this time it is a physical, she is going to change all blanks to her defense for successes. So she gets, this is 1 blank that gets changed. You don't have any crits, so that's 1 block. I do get to roll 1 more because of the crit, so hopefully she'll get another block. She don't, so therefore she is going to take 1 point of damage from Venom's symbiote tendrils. Because she takes 1 point of damage, she does get the bleed special condition 2 as well, and that is not a good thing at all for Black Widow. But Black Widow has 1 more action that she can do because she moved up, she revealed, and her second action is going to shake off this bleed token, because if she don't, at the end of her activation, she can take another wound. She only has 4 health. So she has to play this very smart. So she's getting rid of it, and that ends her activation. And now it's on to Venom's activation. On Venom's activation, he didn't have any power, so he had to move up close as he can. And again, he is within 1, if I'm not mistaken, of this. It kind of looks like 1. We're going to double check though. He is just within 1. So therefore, he is going to disappear. And I'm going to reshuffle all of these and place them down yet again to find out. I got to mix up the Venom blue X, which is already mixed up into this. So I got to shuffle them all and put them back down, and we'll be back. Mix up the X's and randomly put them down. This time Brady was here, so we did manage to mix them up for him, put them down. And where he put them is right here on the other side, obviously, and right here too as well. There with it, they are outside of the range of 3, so they're legal, not illegal. They're legal to put on the board where they are. So therefore, he's just making more work for me. We're gonna activate She-Hulk because she never activated yet. She has a movement of medium. So if you see here, medium, she's going up to the bottom of there, and then she's going to move up again for a small, which will bring her right here. Now, if she has power, she can spend this to check this out. Let's see if she has power. She-Hulk definitely has power, and she also has some wounds. And you can see the bleed token. She's not worried about it yet still because she's still holding on pretty strong. So she gets rid of 1 power, and we got to flip the red X over. Here we go, and it is another, it's just a red X. So Venom's going to appear right here to attack her, but it's going to be a fight against behemoths or the monsters, whatever you want, the massive attackers. So let's see what happens here.
Hello, delicious green girl. I want to have a snack. We want snacks from you. Made of you. Ow!
5 attacks going into She-Hulk. Ooh, that's 3 hits, and she gets a reroll, or she gets to roll 1 more because of the crit. But She-Hulk got to do her physical defense, which is 3. Hopefully she's going to do some good stuff here. She got a crit and a defense. So let's resolve this first. So 1 more crit. She gets a wild, so that is another hit. That's 4 hits. She got a crit, so she can roll here. Whoops. And therefore, she defends 2 against 4, so she takes 2 damage. And Venom gets 2 energy, or 2 power. There's the 2 power for Venom. And She-Hulk, because this is her end of her activation, she got a bleed token. She gets an extra, so that is 7 out of 20 damage. But she's still in good shape. She's laughing. No problem. So now it's on to Venom's activation. And he has power. So he can attack She-Hulk here and do some damage to her again, maybe. Instead of attacking, Venom is kind of trying to conserve his power. And he did a double move from up here. He has small, so he moved and moved. And he got down here to get away from She-Hulk to truly like a... So She-Hulk is into a cat and mouse game. So that ends Venom's activation, and we're into the next activation for the heroes. The only one left to activate for the heroes is Taskmaster. He chose to do a double move to kind of get up here, because we've got to try to get rid of this and then get rid of Venom. So that ends his turn for the Taskmaster. We're on to Venom's next and final activation for this round number 3. Venom's first action moved here. Now on the card it does not say, when I say on the card, on Venom's card, it doesn't say that he has the ability of Wall Crawler. So I have been playing it that he don't have Wall Crawler. I don't know if it is on his original card, but you think it would because he is Venom, he's able to climb. But because of that, we're not doing that, but he moved up 1, and you can see here that he's definitely within, range 1. I'm using the wrong thing here. Actually, he might not be within range 1. He's not within range 1. So his second action, he's going to go smile and go here, but he's still going to be within range 1. So he disappears, and this gets randomly placed somewhere else, which is going to be good because She-Hulk is very close. So we should probably, Venom is going to probably put something over on the other side, or down further here to make them chase poor Venom. Because Venom is, he's when I say poor Venom, he only has to stay alive for 3 more rounds or get 16 victory points. He's on 11 victory points right now. We're going to put this X, which is the balloon, we're just going to flip it over because it's the last X available, onto this size 5 building, which is kind of like the furthest away from all of the other ones, because if he puts it here, very close to Black Widow, which can move fast. Spider-Man can move fast too as well, because he got large. And, these are going to move medium. And Sabretooth is over here. So anyhow, that is going to be where this is going. And that is the end of Venom's activation. We're on to the cleanup phase for round number 3. End of round number 3, Venom gets 1 more victory point because the blue X is still available. So that is that. And we are on now to round number 4. 2 more rounds left. See if Venom can pull it off. We're on to round number 4. And you can see that it's very close for both the heroes to get rid of all of the noise markers. And it's very close for Venom to be getting the last amount of victory points. So I think what Venom's probably going to have to do here is when he appears back onto here, he's going to have to start trying to fight and kill some, KO some heroes, because that's the only way he's going to get more victory points. But if he manages to stay alive within all 6 rounds, because we are in round number 4, then he will win. So we'll see what's going on.
But first off, I'm going to activate none other than She-Hulk. First action she did was a move, and for a second action, she's going to go up there because she's big, but because of her size of medium for moving, but she has to go to a small because she don't have the ability for climbing that I know of, and she is revealing Venom. So this goes off the board finally. Venom is going to pop out here to go up against none other than She-Hulk again.
Hello, my green pretty. We want to have a snack on your flesh.
Because Venom has appeared, he gets to use the ability where he spends the most power and gets to use the most expensive attack. And this is the first time he's attacking with this because he got 3, so that's 3 power. We are Venom. After this attack is resolved, target character gains a stagger special condition. So therefore, we are going to do 4 dice. It's an area blast, but it's not going to affect anybody else because nobody is close enough to him. But it's going to be 4, and then they get the stagger special condition afterwards. So let's go dice box and see what happens. Before we do that, though, She-Hulk did end her activation. She still has a bleed condition, so she's taking another wound. So she's getting up there in wounds, so she's going to have to think next turn to maybe shake that bleed condition off. But now we have to deal with Venom's attack of 4 red dice going into She-Hulk, who has a physical defense of 3. So this is for Venom. And she's going to get the stagger special condition too as well. So that's a... Oh, Venom couldn't have asked for a better hit. That is 4 damage going towards She-Hulk. So She-Hulk has to do her defense of 3. And she's got a wild, which will obviously change to shield. So she blocked 1. I don't think she has anything that she can do for that. Let's check her card out and see if she has anything that she can do to aid her into her ability of the attack. We really can't use anything because we already put her activation. Don't get to activate it, but during her turn, she could have spent 3 power and did like clear the court again, threw something at Venom and hit him. Or she could have done superior weight training too during her next attack, but she didn't attack, she just moved. But too bad, too late. So therefore, She-Hulk is going to take a total of 3 damage onto her. That equals a total of 11 wounds out of 20. So she only has 9 left, so she'd have to be careful again. She's going to have to remove that on her next activation, I think. Let's go on now to Venom's activation. Because Venom does not have any power left, he can't attack, because it says so on the card, but he would move, and there's no of the noise markers on the board anymore, so all he would do is move range 2 to the closest, or he'd move to the closest character, I should say. But he's already right here with She-Hulk, so he's just gonna do nothing but just chill where he is. Lucky for She-Hulk. And when I say within 2 of the closest characters, so just say Venom was kind of in the middle of the board where none was, then he didn't have any energy, so then we would put him range 2 away from the closest character. In this case, it would have been She-Hulk, but he's staying right there anyhow, just so I can clarify that. And now we are on to the next hero activation. Sabretooth activated. You can see he was on the top of the building. He just did a 2 move. He's got a large move, and it brought him right here. It couldn't bring him any closer, unfortunately, so he cannot attack Venom this round, but he's kind of preparing. So I'm sure the other heroes will try to converge onto Venom, because Venom can't go in the shadows anymore. He has to stay out on the board and just try to survive and attack and eat what he can. Let's go on to Venom's next activation. And again, Venom has no power. He can't do anything except move within range 2 of the closest character. He's already tied up with She-Hulk. He could move if he wants, but according to the card, he shouldn't really do that, because he wants to be put within range 2 of the closest character, and it is still She-Hulk. You know that Sabretooth is probably under a range 2 away, but it don't make a difference because he's there to battle She-Hulk. Spider-Man was activated in action. He just did a 2 large move to get up here. Venom activated, but he's just staying where he is, obviously. And then Taskmaster has activated. He did his movement of medium. And now, if you look from here to here, he is within range 4 of Venom. So therefore, he's going to use one of his abilities, one of his attacks. I think it's a shield throw. Let me double check on that. Shield throw, that's it. So it's range 4 measured. He is within range 4. 4 dice. It don't cost any power. This attack ignores line of sight, and the defending character doesn't benefit from cover. Ricochet. After this attack is resolved, this character may make an additional shield throw attack. This attack must target another character within 3 of the original target character and may be at any distance from this character. This additional attack does not have the Ricochet special rule. We're not going to be able to use the Ricochet because it's only Venom we're attacking, but at least we're going to be able to take 4 shots at him at a cost of 0. Oh, so that is gone. That is 3 hits, and I get to roll one more die for the crit. So now Venom has to do his physical defense of 4. And Venom gets 1 wild. He don't have any power to spend on anything, so that's just going to turn into... Why can't I find the shield token? There we go. Everybody knows that's the shield token that he does. So now I'm going to just re-roll this one here. Not re-roll, but roll one more die. Whoops. See what he gets. And he gets a skull. So that's 3 hits going into Venom, but Venom blocks 1, so that is 2 damage Venom is taking. Venom didn't have any power that he could use for anything special, so, you know, that just happens. But he gets 2 wounds. I got a 3 because there's already a 1. I'm just going to take that one away and put that there, and that is giving Venom, a lot of damage. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 out of 20. So he's at the same threshold as what the She-Hulk is at for damage. Ooh, Venom would activate, but he's not, so I'm going to continue on. If anything happens, aside from moving, I'll be back. And if not, I'll just show you at the end of the round. On to the cleanup round for the cleanup phase for round number 4. And you can see all I did is Black Widow came out, and that was the last one to activate. Venom can't do anything because he is still tied up there, so he's kind of just waiting on this building rooftop to start fighting and hopefully doing something and KOing some of the heroes to get some more victory points. But let's go to the tail of the tape, which is right here. And no other victory points is gone for Venom, so therefore we go into round 5. So Venom only got to survive for 2 more rounds. And he's in some pretty good shape because, like I said, he only has 11 wounds right now. He can't disappear into the shadows, but if he can sustain himself long enough, we're laughing. So let's go on to the next round, hero activation. The one thing that I didn't show on camera with Sabretooth after he ended his activation, he did have 2 wounds, but he has healing factor 1, so he takes 1 off, and that is it. So now we're on to the next round. And like I said, I'll be back when something major happens, but we know that there's going to be some fighting going on because the heroes are trying to converge onto that rooftop to take out Venom. You can see Sabretooth is still at the bottom of the building, or the base of the building, so I'm going to activate him first. I'm going to leave Shield kind of tying him up there. And you can see on Sabretooth's card, he has no mercy. During the next attack, this character makes this turn add 1 die to its attack roll for each damage the target character has, maximum 3. Venom has a lot more than 3 wounds, so he's going to get 3 extra die for this one. So he's got to spend 3 power. So there's the 3 power gone. He's going to attack him now with his claw strike because he's within range 2. So that's 5 plus 3 is 9. 8, I mean, I can do math, honestly. 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 dice is going, and Venom is going to have to bleed and pierce 2 as well if Sabretooth is lucky and attacking. So let's go to Dice Box and see what happens with this attack. A lot of dice going into Venom from Sabretooth. This could do some pretty critical damage if he rolls right. But, you know, he didn't roll right. So he's got 1 hit, 2 hits. That is it, just 2 stinking hits out of all them dice. Venom gets to defend his physical defense of 4. And he blocks 1 right here. Ooh boy. Because the Claw Slash was used, it does have Pierce, so one of these are canceled out. That's the only one that he had. So Venom is going to take the 2 points of damage plus a bleed token. Oh, So that brings Venom's damage from 11 to 13 with a bleed token. And it is on to Venom's turn. He has 1 power because of the power phase. His first action, he's going to shake this off because he can't afford to keep bleed tokens onto him at this point. And his second action, he's going to spend his 1 power to do a symbiote tendril attack. And it's going to be She-Hulk because she has more wounds on her than what Sabretooth does. So let's go to the dice box and see if Venom will do damage to She-Hulk. 4 dice from symbiote tendrils going into She-Hulk. And he got 2 hits onto She-Hulk. Here goes. She-Hulk's defense is 3 physical. She's got 2. She blocked it. She's laughing. Nothing happened. Venom did do nothing to the She-Hulk because her skin is so tough and will hardly get through. And hardly anything will penetrate through her skin, just like the Hulk. Gotta rewind a little bit here because Sabretooth only attacked Venom once. He's going to be able to attack 1 more time, obviously. So he's just going to probably use normal claw slash like he did here. But he's not using getting the extra dice because he's going to do that once per turn. So Sabretooth's second attack is going to be on Venom. But we know that Venom already attacked She-Hulk. So we're just going to move on from there. But anyhow, we have to resolve Sabretooth's second attack on Venom. 5 dice this time, but also the bleed characteristic he can have it again, but actually no, because I already activated Venom after Sabretooth then and he shook it off, so we're just going to leave it like that. So no bleed characteristic for this one, because this would be that Venom would still have his bleed characteristic onto him, so we're just going to deal with no bleed. So this is Sabretooth attacking, and he gets 2 hits towards Venom. So Venom gets 4 defense dice because it's a physical attack. Whoops. Got to slide that back over here. And he got 2 wild. So therefore, Venom has blocked the attack. So it didn't make any difference into the game. Then he would have activated, shook off the bleed token. And, you know, that's just the way it goes. Also do as well, because that was Sabretooth's activation he finished. He does have healing factor 1, so that is getting rid of 2 as well. So Sabretooth is at his full health of 6. Now we're back on track. All right, so I'm thinking what's going to happen is, I don't know who I'm going to activate. I could activate She-Hulk next, because she's right there, but she's kind of holding Venom on top of that roof. Not really, but he don't have any power, so Venom can't really do anything for that. Actually, Venom has 1 power that he can do now, but that's not until his next activation. So I'm going to activate one of these heroes. I'll show you what I did when I come back. Next activate is Taskmaster. He is already under range 4, so he's going to attack Venom now for his first action. It's a free action. It's the shield ricochet that he's going to throw his shield up to try to hit Venom to knock him down a little bit more in his health. 4 dice for his shield throw. And it also has, does it have bleed? No, it don't. It's just line of sight and cover. It's not a count into this. That's okay. So that is going to be 3 hits, potentially 4. Whoop, because that's a blank. But Venom has his physical defense of 4, so he's going to roll his 4 dice. Whoops. And Venom gets 1 block, but he potentially could have another block. So let's deal with this crit first. That's 2 hits, 3 hits, 1, 2, 3, 4 hits on Venom. And now Venom's going to try to get another dodge here, or a wild. He don't. So unfortunately he blocks 1. So that's 3 hits going into Venom. Oh, it's 3 more hits now on Venom. Venom is starting to feel all the damage that's going towards him because he has 16, I think, now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, 16 hits on Venom right now out of 20. So he only needs 4 more and the heroes are going to win this. And it's a close race because we are on number 5. That was Taskmaster's first action. This funny thing is every time I say Taskmaster, it comes out Taskmaster. Anyhow, he's going to attack him again with the same attack. 4 dice going into Venom again. And this time he didn't do as good because he got 2 hits, no crits. So Venom gets 4 physical defense. That's only 3. Where's my other die? There it is. And he gets no defense. Oh no. So that's 2 more hits going into Venom. The 2 hits going into Venom. I already have 2 singles here, so I'm just going to put that here because it was 2 hits going into him. So 2 and 1 is 3. Yeah, that's bad for Venom. Like, look at this. Look, like, oh boy, Venom, you're in some deep doo-doo now. And that ends Taskmaster's activation. Now, Venom is at 18 wounds. He only has 2 more left and he's dead. And like I said, it is a very close race going on here. But now Venom gets to activate. He has 1 power. So let's see what Venom is going to do.
We got hits with a flying frisbee.
So he is forgetting all about She-Hulk right now. And he's just turning his attention to Taskmaster down there. He is within range 3 of Taskmaster, so he's going to try to start picking on somebody who has less wounds, amount of wounds to do, and he's going to spend his 1 power, because he has to, and do Symbiote Tendrils. 1 power spent for the Symbiote Tendrils, and it is a total of 5 dice, so let's clean this up a little bit here. 3, 4, 5 dice. I'll get rid of these ones, just so we don't get mixed up. Here goes, and Taskmaster may get bleed token here. Oh, that's not that good of a roll at all. That's only 2 damage. Like, Taskmaster got to defend, and his physical defense is 3, 3, 3. Here we go. Oh, oi! That's a crit. He didn't block anybody, gets the roll. He may be able to block 1. He does, because he got a wild. So therefore, the Taskmaster has blocked 1 damage, but he does get the bleed special condition. First wound on Taskmaster, but he also gets the bleed. That's not a good thing. Let's see. Oh, he has martial arts. I forgot about that. So when he defends, he gets to convert the oh, wait a minute. When this character is defending against physical or energy attack target is within range 2, this character adds blanks, but he's not within range 2. It is range 3, so that would not work, unfortunately. So that is it. Let's continue on to the next activation for the heroes. When I say next activation for the heroes, Venom did acquire 1 power for doing damage to Taskmaster, and he still has 1 more action, obviously, so I think he may just go and attack Taskmaster again, because She-Hulk still has 11 and a bleed token, so he may be able to attack her next turn if he gets more power. So he's going to sell that to do this. 5 dice, just like before, and he does any damage. After everything is resolved, he's going to get power towards that. You may ask yourself, well, why isn't Venom moving instead of just staying there and getting pounded on by as many heroes as possible? And the reason for that, because I am going off of the card where Venom, what I'm assuming is he can't do anything unless he has power, and the only thing he can do when he don't have power is move to the closest noise marker, but there's no noise markers there, so he pretty much wouldn't move. This is my thinking in it. If you would think that Venom should move if he don't have any power left, because it makes sense that he wouldn't just stay there and take all damage. He would start moving around the board to make it a little bit more difficult to try to, save himself to the end of round 6 where he'd pull a victory. But, it's Venom. He's hungry. He just wants a snack, so he's staying where he is, and he's taking on everybody. Symbiote Tendrils flying in. This is the second attack, and he is again attacking the Taskmaster yet again. I wonder if he should do Sabretooth. No, because Sabretooth can heal at the end of his activation. So this is a good attack, because that is 3 hits with the potential of another hit. So let's do the Taskmaster's defense, but let's see if he has anything to add before that. I did notice something on Taskmaster's card. This is crazy. Taskmaster's starting to become one of my favorites to use. The same with Sabretooth. I'm really liking Sabretooth. But it is photographic reflexes. After an attack targeting this character is resolved, this character may use a superpower. So if he spends 2, which you can see here he has enough to spend, if this attack is within 3, which it is, roll 4 dice. Deal 1 damage to the attacker for each crit and each wild roll. if the attacker has already targeted this character with an attack, which he did this turn, roll 6 dice instead of 4. Ooh, so Taskmaster could single-handedly take out Venom in this round, potentially, if he spends it, and I think he's going to. But this is his Taskmaster's defense right now for Venom. And as you can see, he rolled diddly. But now we have to resolve this crit. And it's blank. So that is 3 hits going into Taskmaster, and Taskmaster cannot defend it. So he's taking 3 big damage. Only if Taskmaster was within 2 and not 3, he could use them 2 blanks to turn into defense rolls. But unfortunately, he cannot. So he's going to take them 3 damage. So that's 4 damage the Taskmaster is going to take because of the symbiote tendrils. But you don't take another bleed token because he's already got the bleed token on him. Now we're going to the Taskmaster, where he is going to spend 2 power and do the photographic reflexes, and he gets to use 6 dice this time. We're looking for crits and wilds, because each one of those will give 1 point of damage. You only need to get 2 of them. So let's see if the Taskmaster can finish off the job and put Venom to sleep. Oh, wild. That is 2 more damage going into Venom, and Venom don't do a block for this. So I think Venom is finished. Looking at the amount of wounds that Venom has, before adding the 2, he has 18 wounds, and then when you add the 2 more that Taskmaster have just done to him, that is 20, and it is 20 health that Venom has, so Venom is defeated.
Ah, that hurt. We will be back.
Woohoo! The Heroes or Crisis team has successfully finished the mission that was put before them and stopping Venom from infecting this entire city that looks like it's already been infected by trees and overgrowth and everything else. I hope you liked this, I hope you liked this episode of Super Saturdays, where we played a special custom homegrown mission from PKAT337. If you want to find this mission online, again, just go to BoardGameGeek.com. You may have to create an account to download if you don't have one already, and just do a search for Marvel Crisis Protocol. Click on the File tab. It's roughly in the middle of the page, and there you will see like the Venom solo mission, So Many Snacks, as well as a couple of other Ultimate Encounters that are homegrown from different people. So if you like this, hey, jump over to BoardGameGeek.com and go to PKAT337. That's PKAT377. And let them know what you think of this. Let me know what you thought of this mission that we played for Marvel Crisis Protocol on Board Game Maniacs, because it was really fun. I like playing these one-off missions. And one thing I want to point out to everybody, or ask a question to everybody who's watching this. If you yourself have created any Ultimate Encounters for Marvel Crisis Protocol for solo missions, and you want to share them with us, email them at BoardGameManiacs@gmail.com. There's a link in the description below for that. And if we use it, we will definitely give a shout out to you and also give you credit for it by saying like, hey, this person made this Ultimate Encounter, you can go here to download it, you know, all that sort of stuff. The great thing, because what better advertisement is word of mouth, because it gets around pretty quick, and also for videos such as this, gets around pretty quick. And if you haven't already, I don't know why, click on this subscribe and bell notification on our Board Game Maniacs YouTube channel if you haven't, just to be in the loop, as well as be entered in for upcoming draws that we're going to have for more subscriptions. And check us out again on Facebook, Instagram, and our Patreon account, patreon.com/BoardGameManiacs if you want to become an official sponsor. Whew, that was a long outro. But I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly did. I had a lot of fun. I'm starting to really enjoy playing Marvel Crisis Protocol. The more I play it, the more I'm understanding it, and the more I am liking this. And also, too, as well, if this COVID crap is over and the restrictions are lifted a bit, by the time this video comes out and you're into the Niagara region in Canada and you would like to be on our channel and play maybe some Marvel Crisis Protocol or Star Wars Legion or any other game on the channel with me or Maniac Brady or other Maniacs, by all means, send us an email and let us know that you're interested and we'll try to set something up for you. So until then, Board Game Maniacs, play some games. Put on your tights and be a superhero. Yeah, or put on your birthday suit and you'll get arrested because you're going outside in your birthday suit. Anyhow, I'm rambling. Thank you very much for watching and subscribing or just viewing and commenting or anything, but just thank you. Because without you, we would not be here today doing this for everybody else, including myself, obviously, because I love playing this. I'd still do this, I just wouldn't record it. So we'll see you next time on the flip side. See you next month for the next episode of Super Saturday. And remember, most important thing of all, and that is be a maniac. See you next time. Bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to keep up to date with Board Game Maniacs, click on the like and subscribe button to be notified when more videos come available. If you want to become an official sponsor of Board Game Maniacs, go to patreon.com/BoardGameManiacs. Or you can go to streamlabs.com/BoardGameManiacs1. That's right, and you can donate to help keep the lights on, keep food in our bellies, and play more games. We'll purchase more games, more equipment to make Board Game Maniacs evolve and get bigger and larger because of you, the viewers. I thank you from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head for all of your support. And until next time, Board Game Maniacs, be a maniac.